That's right. We are back and better than ever. This is your 2021 regular season schedule video. It is brought to you by the Musty Taint Mainstream Media Network Worldwide Global LLC. Okay, I am your host, Kamishi. All right. But yeah, so we're gonna get into the schedule a little later. I got a lot of stuff to talk about. Just kind of mainly just the flow of everything, the preseason stuff. Keepers, insurance, all that good stuff. Just going over everything, talking about the weekend a little bit, or the day, draft day a little bit. Just make sure everybody's on the same page. So just stay with me a little bit, and we'll get through this as fast as possible. I don't want to take up too much of your time, but there is some stuff in here that you need to know. All right, going into the season. Okay, keeper time is getting there. All right, I'm going to say it throughout the video. Saturday, July 31st at 9 p.m. Those keepers are locking. So hopefully you got all that stuff taken care of. Okay, so stay with me, and let's get into it, baby. All right, guys, first thing I want to do is kind of touch on draft day a little bit. As of right now, all right, and talking with AJ, our golf commissioner, we've decided to do is have the draft Saturday morning. Okay, we'll probably try to start it. All right, slideshow, champions presentation, all that good stuff around 10:30, somewhere in that range, and go ahead and get it done. And then we'll do we'll have lunch and stuff during one of our breaks and all that. We'll have plenty of time to get everything in. As far as the draft goes, and then we'll do golf in the afternoon. Now, I think we can start 3:30, 4 o'clock, and have no issues getting finished with the golf in the afternoon. Afterwards, I think it'd be fun to either gather somewhere, maybe go out downtown Raleigh, whatever y'all want to do. I'd love for us all to be together though, for as long as possible. I know everybody's got other commitments and things like that, stuff that they got going on, but for that one day that we get. I would love to be able to see everybody for as much as possible anyway. It's very rare that we all get to see each other at the same time. So, but that's the plan as of right now. I'm working with AJ to try to make sure we get the tee times and the golf actual course. I know he's already got the format laid out or figured out. It's going to be really cool. I think we're all going to enjoy it. It's going to be some neat stuff involved with it. So, but that's the plan as of now. So draft in the morning, 10:30ish, getting it cranked up. Kerry is coming down. He's going to be the auctioneer for us. I've already sent him some stuff on kind of how it works. So I think he's really pumped up. I'm excited for him to be down here with us. He's going to join us for golf as well. So it's going to be a great day. And just like I said, just would love to see you guys as much as possible. So, but draft in the morning, eat, hang out, and then golf in the afternoon. I think we can get it all knocked out. Okay, and we'll be getting with you on the keepers and all that stuff coming up. Don't want to forget our sponsor. We just landed a huge deal with Bush Latte, and they don't really know about it yet, but I just want to make sure I plug them just for future deals that go down. But anyway, going to get into some keeper stuff with insurance and all that stuff. Just make sure everybody kind of understands or still knows how that goes with the keepers. You get to obviously, and that money, whatever their cost is, I've sent that stuff out to you. If you do not have it, if you lost it, whatever the case, just let me know and I'll send it to you again. That way you know how much those guys cost. We're getting down to the short rows though. Okay, I think by the time this video comes out, you'll have about a day and a half or 2 days to get those in. So hopefully you've had a chance to look at them and lock those guys in. But that money is going to be subtracted from your total money, and I've updated that. Everybody should have exactly what they're supposed to have based on trades and all that stuff, or if you won the raffle, all that, anything that happened where money changed hands throughout the year, that stuff is already taken care of. So you should know exactly how much money you're going to actually start with on draft day after those keepers, their prices are subtracted from your total. Okay. With keepers comes insurance. All right. A couple years ago, I feel like we came up with a really good plan with the tiered system based on how much that guy costs to keep. So your cheaper guys to keep will be cheaper to to insure. All right. Also, I think we did a good job of laying out some things. What do you get out of it? All right. Is it worth your money? I think we've made it where it is, and that money ultimately goes to the pot for week 14, which will be rivalry week this year. That second one will do best ball. So whoever ends up winning that week will get the 100 plus the money from insurance. Okay, so everybody's got a shot at getting that insurance money, which I like. Keeps you interested, especially late in the season, going into playoffs. So with that tiered system, we've got $5 through $24. Okay, if your guy costs $5 to $24 to keep, it is going to cost you $5 to insure that player. If you go 25, Brady, if you go 25 through 49 to keep the guy, all right, that's going to cost you $10 of insurance. And then if you keep a guy 50 plus, there's not many of those guys, but there is a few, or I know you may be thinking about it. So 50 plus is going to cost you 15 to insure those guys. Now, the more they cost, obviously, the more return you're going to get, because you're going to be able to claim insurance on holdouts, injuries, suspensions, and then still this year with COVID. All right, so if anything were to happen from July 31st at 9 p.m. when keepers lock to draft day, so that's a 3-week period. They're starting to roll in with training camp now, guys. Everybody's reporting. I've already actually seen a couple injuries, go down. So I think it's always a good idea to insure those keepers. That way you get something back if something were to happen. Okay, it's a devastating feeling. I think we may have had it happen once or twice where a guy goes down in training camp and you got him and you didn't buy insurance, and it's tough. It kind of straps you because, going into the season with one less person than everybody else, it just makes it brutal. Okay, so I would advise you to get that insurance. Now, if you make a claim for either holdouts, injuries, suspensions, COVID, there's two options for you. All right, you can either go get their 2021 ESPN auction value, so whatever ESPN says that they're valued at, all right, for this upcoming year. Obviously, it's probably going to be more than what you're paying, all right? Because when you keep a guy, you're looking for value, and you're going to get that money back plus some. That's huge, okay? You getting that extra money to go buy another guy in the draft, you can't put a price on that. And then also your other option would be to go back to your team. I have it all saved, everything saved, how much guys cost, all that stuff, your whole roster that I sent out to you guys in that picture. You get to go back and you can pick from that team. So you get your 2021 auction value, or you get to go back and pick a different keeper. Okay, so it's a couple different options that really benefit you if your guy were to get hurt. All right, now this does not cover depth chart changes. If a guy goes from being the number one running back, now all of a sudden, a young stallion comes in and he's taking over the reps at the number one spot, that's not covered. Okay, has to be injury, has to be suspension, has to be holdout, has to be COVID. All right, those are the only four areas that the insurance will cover. So understand that aspect of it. All right, but just want to make sure you guys were aware and remembered, how we kind of go about the insurance policy, with covering your keepers. I will send out a text message probably Saturday night or Sunday, just to get that feeler out and see who wants to buy insurance. You don't have to get it on both players. You can get it on one. Obviously, you don't have to get it on either if you don't want. If you want to take that risk, so completely up to you. I think the last few years we've had pretty good, numbers as far as guys getting that insurance and making sure those guys are covered for the season. So just keep that in mind. All right. So Saturday night, keepers are due 9 p.m. Make sure you got them in there. If you want to send me a text with those two guys that you got, just in case something gets squirrely, I'm fine with that. All right, I'll timestamp it and all that, and we can plug it in if something goes haywire. So 9 p.m. Saturday night, July 31st. Make sure they're in. Insurance. I will be sending out a text message to see who would like to purchase insurance. IR spots. Last year we had so many hoops to jump through with COVID and everything, man. And I think we learned a lot as far as kind of how to go about things and how to plan ahead and really prepare ourselves for anything that can happen. And I still want to have that, that ace up my sleeve just in case things go haywire with the NFL this year. So the IR spots, it will change a little bit. Last year we had 4 IR spots, 1 for injuries, and then the rest were for COVID. This year I don't see it being crazy. I don't really think anybody, maybe Ted with old Raquel, who bless his heart probably still got COVID. As far as people loading up their IR spots with COVID guys. So I'm going to drop it down 1. Talk to some guys, do we go 2 IR spots? Do we go 4? Again, I'm just going to meet in the middle and go with 3. So you're going to be able to use that IR for 1 injury guy and then 2 COVID. So, I think we had a couple instances last year where guys kind of kept those dudes in the IR maybe a little bit longer than they should have or supposed to. So I'm going to keep an eye on that. And I know I got some guys, who keep up with it, checking guys out, making sure everybody's doing the right thing. I know somebody had brought it up to me at one time last year. So, just keep an eye out. But honestly, I'm asking you guys, to use the honor system as far as that goes. Don't try to bend the rules, all right? I'm doing this for y'all. I'm doing this for all of us to give us an opportunity to maybe, grab a guy if somebody were to go down with COVID this year. So you'll have 1 injury IR spot and then 2 COVID IR spots, all right? Do not abuse this privilege. I'd hate to have to take it away. That's what I don't want to do. But if I feel like somebody's trying to gain an advantage by holding somebody in the IR, I have to do what I got to do. Last year we went to a penalty system where auction bucks were involved, and I'm gonna start without that. But if it gets to where people are abusing it, I will definitely re-implement that. And make it where you're charged some auction bucks for penalties. But anyway, so you're gonna have those 3 IR spots, and then with late swaps, we're gonna do that again this year. I think that's gonna be something. It may not come into play, but we'll have it there just in case. So everybody's gonna submit 1 late swap player each week. It'll be a running back, wide receiver, tight end. Deal where you can plug in anybody, from your bench. That way, those particular points would go to you if there was a late scratch, something that you couldn't make a pickup. And but as long as you've got time to make a pickup, then it's not gonna matter. So really, what it's gonna come down to is Sunday right before kickoff or late Sunday night. Those issues. Is where it's going to really come into play. Because last year, I know, like on Tuesday, they were, games where, oh my God, they might forfeit, or oh my God, they might not play the game. Those things happen. This year, you're going to be responsible to make a pickup. If that news comes out on Tuesday, plenty of time. Okay, plenty of time for you to go pick up a guy or make an adjustment to your lineup. But the late swap will be for emergency use only. All right, so if anything breaks late, 4:30 games, Sunday night, Monday night, whatever, that is when you're going to be using those late swap players. And those are going to be due before kickoff on Thursday. All right, make sure you're getting those in. I'll address all this stuff again on draft day just to make sure everybody's clear on this stuff. But just want to let you know kind of where I'm at as far as having those emergency plans in place. Okay, so 3 IR spots, 1 injury, 2 COVID. And then late swaps back, baby. We're bringing it back. Another year. Ugh. Now, the moment we've all been waiting for. All right. Week 1 and week 14, I'm going to combine them up. We've got rivalry week out the gate. Okay, and also to finish up the regular season. Okay, nice way to bookend the season and just kind of get everything rolling. So I told you last video of how we're going to do it from moving forward, 1 versus 1, 7 versus 7, all the way up and down how you finish your division from the previous season. Okay, starting out with Demo and Ted. All right, our 2 division winners from last year. You can't ask for a better week 1 matchup. Okay, we will find out. All right, which is better? Is it better to grow a lot of body hair or not be able to grow any at all? Which will prevail? We'll find out week 1. Phil and AJ, Bill's Mafia versus Phil's Mafia. Okay, both guys with some serious mob ties. Would love, I'm sure, to start out the season with a win and also maybe finish it with a win. We've got Derek and Trip in the battle of, are these guys any good anymore? I mean, really? Was Trip ever good? We don't know. All right, but they did face off in the championship like 8 years ago or something like that. But yeah, the question will be answered week 1 and also week 14. And then you have the battle of It Sucks to Suck, Ben and Kamish. Now, there's a lot of different things that we can blame it on last year, Ben. Like you cooking chicken wings for everybody, and me auctioneering. That's out the window now. That's in the past. Who is going to start out the season 1-0 in the battle of the relegated? All right. For time purposes, we're going to cruise through weeks 2 from week 2 to week 7. All right. Coming at you in week 2, we've got J House versus Drumo in the battle of the 2020 championship. Should be interesting. I know these guys are chomping at the bit to get that rematch in. At least Drumo probably for sure. In the Devontae Adams Bowl. Okay. Will one of these guys have Devontae Adams? Who knows? Will they have Tannehill? Maybe. Who knows? But week 2, we've got that primetime matchup. Ted versus Derek in the battle of who's got the most championships. Those 2 guys have by far and away the most titles in this league. So looking forward to that matchup as well. Okay, should be a good one between 2 guys, who maybe not every year, but most years they come out swinging, and they've got some good quality stuff on their roster. All right, week 3, Ben and Demo. Ben, welcome to the frickin' Musty, dude. All right, week 3, you get your taste of the champion from last year, and that'd be Demo. So again, welcome to the Musty for you. Demo, I'm sure, will be welcoming you with open arms, with arms wide open, as Creed would say. Commission Smitty, week 3 is a battle that used to go down in week 1. Schedule conflicts have moved it around quite a bit in the past few years. But week 3, both teams should have their rosters ironed out and should be at full strength and ready to go. Week 4, Trip and Tony in the race to have a child first. Tony wins that, but Trip has a chance to bounce back with a victory in week 4 over his rival Tony. Smitty and Zach. All right, if you're looking for two good men, well, these are the best men. All right, looking forward to another matchup between Smitty and Zach. Week 5, AJ and Drumo. AMC, what? Premier Theater is what it's all about in this matchup between the Doo-Doos and the general manager, or something like that. It used to be. But anyway, Premier Theater matchup, week 5. Zach and Derek, this one is never boring. I think they're all week long. There's some serious chirping going on. So this is a tradition unlike any other. When Zach and Derek face off, that'll be week 5. Week 6, Trip versus AJ. Need I say more? Very excited with the content that they're going to bring to the table that week. I've already heard a couple surprises involved, so very, very excited for week 6, Trip and AJ. Big House versus Phil, week 6. Does GroupMe contribution affect fantasy football? We find out week 6. Week 7, Ben and J House, a couple former roommates. Ben once said musty tainers at J House's wedding. People don't forget. J House remembers. I'm sure he gets reminded of it quite often. You did that. J-House gets his revenge. Week 7. And then we got Commish and Zach. The first time they've faced off in opposite divisions. This is a very sad time for one Commishy, but the opportunity arises. Commishy steps to the plate, baby. Let's get it. All right, let's close this thing out. Weeks 8 through 13. We've got week 8, the battle of the houses. Who has the bigger house? And by house, I mean, well, you know. Phil versus Smitty in battle of Pardon My Taint. This begs the question. Who was Batman? Who was Robin? Week 9, we get the ultimate right versus left. Blue versus red. Drumo versus Ted in this most political matchup of the season. Then we have Tony and Demo. Now these guys both came in. They joined the party later than all of us, the rest of us. But it's always fun to see this matchup and just see how far they've come in life and in fantasy football. Week 10, we get Ben and Big House. Now, week 10 is going to be close to the trade deadline. Who's going to be tanking? Who's going to be selling? We'll find out week 10. Commish versus Ted. Tiny Tank say, what? Week 11, we got the battle of the Moes. Welcome to Moes! Drew Mo versus Demo in this yearly battle to see who is the supreme more. Who wants it more? Tony versus Derek. CrossFit. Chess. Week 12, we've got Zach and B-House. Now, there's been quite a few trades going on between these two over the last few seasons. Let's see how it plays out, Cotton. Because Zach gave Big House Waller. Big House has given Zach Mike Davis and rights to the rookie pick. Who won those trades? We find out week 12. J-House versus Derek. Now, J-House, week 12, typically is fighting for that 8th seed to get into the playoffs. Derek will probably be fighting for his relegation life. Week 12, it all goes down. Week 13, Phil versus Drew Mo. The ultimate friendship gets tested in week 13, right before playoff time. Who will prevail? Commish, J-House, week 13. Commish, does he knock J-House out of the playoffs? Is Commish dominant yet again? Back on top? Probably. But we will see how it all unfolds. Guys, I appreciate you hanging in there with me. This has been a blast. You can go online and on the app and check out your actual schedule, your full schedule. It is different from last year. Okay, so take a peek at that. Hopefully you got some information out of this. I enjoyed making the video. Had me a couple booze, and it's been a great day so far. So anyway, I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you have a chance to listen to this. Remember, Saturday night, 9 o'clock. Do not be late. All right, make sure you get those guys in. Again, if you want to text me those guys, you can, just to have a timestamp on it, just in case something goes crazy. All right, but again, I hope this finds you well. Commishi out.